Hey homies, it's your horticulture homegirl, and I am back for a very impromptu video. This is just going to be me working. Wasn't planned, so I am looking both dusty and crusty. So what we're gonna do is just show what I'm actually doing. So I was doing some cleaning and plant care and noticed that this beautiful ZZ that my mom gave me is busting loose. And I actually noticed that the pot itself was getting warped, which told me that it is time to repot. I am a huge fan of leaving plants in the nursery pot as long as possible. Oh no, you don't, you little fungus gnat. I am a huge fan of leaving plants in nursery pots as long as possible, and when you upsize them, only upsizing them a little tiny bit. So we are going to repot this little baby ZZ together. So here is our nursery pot, and I'm actually just upsizing to this terracotta pot. The funny thing is I was storing these pots stacked on top of each other, and they got stuck. But it actually worked out because you can see the top pot has a drainage hole and the bottom one does not, so it's automatic drainage. So I'm going to walk you guys through all of the steps, and we're going to repot this little ZZ together, which you guys can see. So the first thing is I have some potting soil. I'm actually going to add some more perlite to this mix. So excuse the background noise. I'm just scooping out perlite. Actually, leave it there so you guys can see. My little handy dandy scoop I talked about earlier. We're just going to put that in. Especially for a plant like a ZZ plant that is very easy but is very sensitive to being overwatered, we want a heavy drainage soil. So actually what I think I'm going to do is, perfect, we have a little baggie of perlite. So I'm just going to put a little layer of perlite in the bottom, just a little cushion. And then you've got your soil, you've got your pot. I'm going to take my handy dandy little scoop and just add a little here. And then I'm actually just going to add the rest of this perlite in this little baggie right on in there. And usually I would have my tarp and all that stuff laid down, but again, this was last minute and it's a teeny tiny plant, so no big deal. So you see, let's not make a huge mess. But I did maybe a third of the way up with my mix. Now, I am going to take this guy out, but I'm going to really check all in the soil. You see, I just mentioned a fungus gnat, so I'm really going to dig around in there. So let's get closer if we can. Perfect. And I'm really just, this is actually great because there's a lot of sand in here. Whoever did this mix did a good job. So we are going to, I'm going to gently, let's see, squeeze this pot because you don't want to break up or harm the roots. But she is in there nice and snug. And as I mentioned before, I like to save my nursery pots. It's okay. You guys are worth making a mess for. So I'm really trying to finagle her out, but we may just have to cut this one out, and that's okay. Because I'm tired. It's been a long day. So as much as I don't like to waste nursery pots, ugh. It's a good thing I have not mopped yet. I swept but didn't mop, but that's okay. Plant life is messy. So you see, I'm just going to come in here. because I don't want to mess up these beautiful established roots. And I have the mic rigged up, attached to my shirt. So if you guys are getting lots of struggle and heavy breathing, it's real life. This is real life. Oh my goodness. Oh. Wowzers. Yeah. So that is what we mean by root bound. And you want to actually leave your plants in the nursery pot until they are root bound. They're happy. You can see how healthy she's been growing. This is also a great point to check, for any root rot or anything like that. Let's toss that out of the way. As you can see, those roots are healthy and beautiful. This is also a great time to check for any fungus gnats or eggs or larvae. Really get all in the top there. But she looking good. So we're okay. And again, whoever did this used a really good sandy mix. I like whatever mix was used here. So we're just going to tidy up a little bit. And we have our pot. And sometimes you'll see right here, you see she's hanging out just a little bit. So we're going to put you guys back down there and just dump out a little of our mix, just a little bit. And we're going to try it again. Beautiful. Splendid. And now we're just going to fill in the top. I think I'm going to get more perlite still, because you can tell that whoever planted this little ZZ put it in a really well draining mix. So that is why it's so healthy. Such an easy plant, grows like crazy, but pretty sensitive to root rot and overwatering. So we're just going to fill it in. And now, I'm also going to tell you guys one more thing. It is, I think, most people's inclination that as soon as you repot a plant that you must water it. And that's not necessarily the case. The soil was already nice and moist. So we're going to leave it. And I always want to put it in the pan, just kind of give it a little, to kind of settle it in there so that it's really at home. And you can kind of just sprinkle in any gaps that are left open. But that is a perfectly potted ZZ plant. Let's scoot her back some. Perfect. So you see that took hardly any time. Sorry for the awkward jump in the middle. I accidentally stopped filming when I was simply trying to move the camera around. But yeah, that's it. Easy repotting. Biggest takeaway is don't be so quick to repot out of the nursery pots. Usually the plants are happy and healthy there if you've picked a healthy plant. So let it stay there until it is busting loose. So that's it for that video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sheesh, I told you I'm tired. I will see you guys in the next video. Be well, and I love you all. Bye.